Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just thought today I'd just make a reference to the fact that I have heaps of material on my blogs that I've been doing way longer than I've been doing YouTube. And some of the material on the blogs translates very well to YouTube. And I could reinvent the wheel and do whole videos based on the subjects that are on there, which I've done a little bit of. Today, I thought I'd just link you over to one of my blogs, and I'll show you some photos that I took on that blog on that particular subject through this medium of Zoom and the Camo Studio, and that way it's just an encouragement to find the links on my YouTube channel and go and explore a whole lot more about what I've been talking about, and lots of photos and cameras and things I've been doing over the years. I think you'll find it quite rewarding if you take the trouble to go and have a look. So my title today is Cohuna. Where is this? Or where is that? Cohuna. And it's actually the name of a town, and it's in Australia, and it's in Victoria. I'm going to read out what I've got on the blog, and then I'm going to click onto I'm going to share the screen, and then I'm going to click onto the photos that I took and that are posted on the blog, and hopefully you should be able to see them on here. So, where you might ask, where's Cohuna? And at the time when I wrote this, which was, when was that? Hang on, I'll tell you in a second. It was back in October the 13th, 2012. There you go. So, and I wrote at the time, we have just spent 3 days in and around Cohuna in Victoria. Not many, even those in towns within 200 kilometres, have heard of Cohuna. We stumbled across Cohuna when returning home from Canberra and Victoria earlier that year in 2012. We visit relatives in Canberra quite often, and we've got friends in Victoria. We must have driven through this little town before, but this time we stopped for coffee and something to eat and noted what a nice little town it was. It is situated on the Murray Valley Highway, and it's on the Gunbower Creek, which with the adjacent River Murray forms Gunbower Island, which is 26 kilometres long. I believe it's the largest inland island in Australia and in the Southern Hemisphere, I think. We stayed 3 nights in the Cohuna Waterfront Holiday Park in cabins that were just a few feet from a picturesque billabong. We met with relatives from Canberra and Renmark in a family get-together. We travelled around in the area and visited other towns, including Koondrock, Gunbower and Kerang. At Kerang, there's a famous ibis sanctuary there. I haven't got photos to show you of that, I don't think, but there's a lot of ibis in this particular area where we were. Some of our party did a day trip to Echuca, which I have featured on my YouTube channel on some mini DV footage at Echuca. So there was much to see, including wildlife, birds and river and creek scenery, and the red gum forests, which are of renown in this area. Well worth a visit for those wanting a refreshing country holiday. We travelled from Adelaide via Pinnaroo through the Mallee, and I've got other posts on my blog about the Mallee area of South Australia and other parts of Australia, which is a fascinating area. And maybe I'll come back to some of that anyway. So now I'm going to just try and share some of these photographs that are on my blog. This is just a short video, just a bit of an encouragement to go searching on my blog and also search some of these things on my YouTube channel. And I hope to do a little bit more of this. So let's see how we go with sharing the screen. Where are we? Share screen. You are screen sharing, it tells me now. So there you go. So that means I must be up in the top right-hand corner of the picture. So we'll just click on some photos here now. Whoops, we don't want all that there. Okay, you should be able to see that, I think. Am I up in the top corner? I don't know. Anyway, welcome to Cohuna. Try the next slide. Let's have a look and see if we can get to that one. The Cohuna News Agency, that bar and bistro function room there, we had quite some nice meals in there. That was very pleasant there. we found it a little bit better at that time than the actual Cohuna Hotel. The meals and the prices and everything were a bit better. But you test all these places out when you go to country towns. That was the Billabong, just outside of our cabins that we were staying in on this little waterfront area. And beautiful little cabins right on the waterfront. And this was, I'm not sure this is early morning or late afternoon. Beautiful reflections of the reeds in the water. There's some of the cabins. You can see the little lagoon there. I'm taking it from the vantage point of the cabin we were in. That one over there with the car was where some of our relatives were. And then we have, let's see if I can make this go view this as the whole screen into the full screen. See if that makes it a bit better. That might be a bit better. Okay, so then this was the misty morning in the morning at the lagoon with the fog just hanging over the lagoon. It was very beautiful, very still. And this is on the Gunbower Island in the forest, in the red gum forest, and there were heaps of kangaroos in there. And I took quite a lot of shots on this particular occasion. And they were just sort of in the forest and looking at us. That's an azure kingfisher, I think. Beautiful little bird related to Australia's kookaburras. Lots of kingfishers around the world, of course. Little kingfisher that I discovered there. And that's another view of the lagoon in different light. I think, not sure that's afternoon or morning. I should have checked all that. There's I think it's a dusky moorhen, I think. That was right out the front of the cabin where we were staying. Some golden wattle, the emblem of Australia, really, the wattle. And I think that's wattle. There are these other trees, bushes called cassia trees, which have similar flora to that, or similar flowers. And then Koondrook's another little town which we visited. That's the Koondrook General Store. Looks like it had been raining a bit that day. We were going to go on a canoe trip on the Gunbower Island Creek, on the Gunbower Creek, but we had to call off because it was raining all day that day, but that would have been a nice thing to do. And that's a picture that I used on my Pentax digital SLR. I just used some of the filters built into the camera to change that. It's not the same place as that, is it? So you can get some quite artistic effects using the built-in filters. That's what I like about some of the Pentax digital, well, all the Pentax digital cameras I think have got this. And that's on Gunbower Island, and some of the huge big red gums there. And that's going over a bridge. That bridge was aptly named Thompson's Bridge, I think, but I haven't got a photo showing the sign. I've got it in my catalogue, but not there. And there's some of the trees looking through a little bit of a lagoon there. Nice still waters. There's the bridge from another angle. This is back in, I don't think, might have been in Koondrook. There's a little church. And once again, I applied the camera, the filters that are built into the digital Pentax camera. I applied them on the spot. You don't have to use a computer to apply these special effects. And I thought I quite liked that, enhanced that photograph a bit. I think they're Eremophilas, those native flowers of Australia with some wattle in the background. There's a little superb blue wren. Beautiful little birds, lots of wrens in Australia. And that is a grey heron, I think. There's a big weir there on the Murray in this area. I forget what it's called, but that's a bit of a shot of it. It's quite a spectacular area to go and have a look. Lots of weirs on the Murray and locks. Some more flowers in the gardens around where the locks were. It was a beautiful area, nice gardens. I think that's back out the front of our cabin where we were staying. These are some ibis flying across, silhouetted against the sky. This was on Gunbower Island. And just across on that island over there, Gunbower Creek is in the foreground, which forms the island with the Murray River. And over there to the left was where our cabins were. But that huge fish is just highlighting the fact that the Murray cod is the major dominant, well, it's not so plentiful these days, but it's an iconic fish on the Murray River, and they grow quite big. They did have one in a big, I think they had one in a big tank or a, what do you call them, aquarium there. And I think, but it died, I think, a few years back. But that was just symbolising the fact that this is the home of the Murray cod. Some baby ducks and their parents. Back again, a scene of the Cohuna Hotel, and some storm clouds coming in or some rain clouds coming in. And just to finish off, this was a little rosella. The day we left, this rosella flew out of the tree, and I took a lot of shots of this little bird, eastern rosella, and beautiful. We have about 6 or 7 rosellas in Australia, and you can tell they're rosellas by the little, see the white patch under his eye. That all the different rosellas have a patch similar to that, not necessarily white, different colours. That's how you can tell a rosella from a lot of the other parrots. But he's just eating some crumbs that we must have thrown to him there. So there you go. I'm going to stop the sharing now, I think. So that's just a little glimpse of Cohuna, and a great place. We're looking forward it's beautiful weather here in Adelaide at the moment, and we're looking forward in a couple of months' time to going over to that area again and meeting up with our relatives. And we usually stay in a cabin like that. I think we're going to Balranald next time, which we've stayed at before. So maybe I'll do a similar video to this on Balranald. And I've got lots of beautiful photos over there. It's a lovely area. So once again, thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. Subscribe if you wish, and like if you like, and we'll see you next time. Over and out.